Hello everybody, Patchwork here, and today we are continuing our look at Age of the Prime's Bruticus. I've had both of the figures, this week and next week's figures for a while. I actually got Brawl, around Christmas last year, when he wasn't even supposed to be out. But yeah, I managed to get him. So I've had him for a bit. But we're not talking about Brawl today. Today, we are talking about Blastoff. Now, Blastoff here is, of course, the other arm of Bruticus. He turns into a black and purple space shuttle. Whoosh! Yeah, and it looks really nice. The underside is pretty damn clean. I mean, you can see the fists, but yeah. Some nice light purple there for the cockpit. A nice big old Decepticon emblem right there. Smaller con emblems on the wings. He has his guns. They're identical. I just plug them in under the wing. Sorry. Also, something I didn't know until I watched Prime vs. Prime's video on this guy. You come right here. He has a landing gear. I didn't know that until I watched Prime vs. Prime's video. I had this figure for months before I saw that. But, yeah. Anyway, you got some nice detail on the cockpit there. Got 4 boosters, which are Blast Effect compatible. You can plug them in right into the feet, right into this. Yeah. But yeah, he's cool. For comparison, here he is with the 86 Prime mold. As you can see. He's not, short in vehicle mode, but, he's not huge. Here he is with 86 Thundercracker, which, if you watched my review on Thundercracker, which you should, you've already seen this comparison, but Here he is with his teammate Vortex. Now, admittedly, I headcanon both of them as female, so, forgive me if I say she for either one of these. I know in the cartoon they're both male. I just headcanon them as female. Why? Because fuck you! Sorry. Here he is with the Combiner Wars figure. Or Prime Wars figure, whatever. This is a nicer shuttle, I will say. This has one thing I do like over the Age of the Primes, but I'll get more into that in robot mode. Whoosh. And here he is with RID-01 Movor, because I don't have a proper G1 Blastoff or G1 Bruticus. I have the RID-01 Ruination, which is close enough for me, so. There you go. Now, let's get down to transformation. We're going to go into combine mode first, even though I'm not going to do Brawl's combine mode in his video. Just because it's extremely easy to go over the arm combine mode, so you just pull that up, you bring in the arm, you slap it on, you slap... Oh, I think the landing gear is messing with that. You slap it on. You rip it in half. Sorry, that was stuck. This is how I usually do it anyway, especially with Vortex, because that piece. But yeah, slap it on. You rip it in half. Boom. Yep. he does not hold on super securely on this frame, at least, but... Yay, arm! So, moving right along, let's get down to transformation to robot mode. I'm going to raise my camera. His transformation is basically just a modernized version of this guy's transformation. So, you know, fold the wings back and remove the guns. Flip the feet up. You're going to want to bring the tail fin in. And instead of just, you know, pulling the legs like this, instead you want to open these and shift the legs out like this. Claps them in. Split the legs. You want to come up here. I usually bend the arms down a little bit so I can get the top of the shuttle. Bring that down. Don't want to peg it in yet because you need to get the head. Split the arms. Bring them down. Rotate so the elbow is facing the right way. Rotate so the fist is facing the right way. Even if it doesn't look like it's the right way because of the way the nose cone is, but you know. You do that. I want to come in here and get the head, which is not the easiest thing in the world to do, but you know. Now you can clip the backpack into place. I usually take the guns and plug them right into these ports right here on the side of the arm. And there you go. You have Age of the Primes Blastoff in robot mode. Yeah, he's a nice little Blastoff. Getting close on that head sculpt. It's a good head sculpt. I just personally don't really like it that much. Yeah. I kind of wish I could take this head sculpt, or take the Combiner Wars head sculpt and put on this figure, but you know. I might be able to, I don't know. I haven't actually tried. Yeah, some nice details all throughout. Yeah, pretty clean. You just got the top of the shuttle right there and the fins, which, you know, that's Blastoff. Yeah, articulation. The head is on a ball joint. You can rotate. Little bit of wiggly waggly. Can look up very slightly. Can look down very slightly. The shoulders are on ball joint, or not ball joints. The shoulders are on, or can, you know, do a full 360, then go out that far. If you unclip it, you can get even more. You have bicep rotation. Actually slightly over 90 degrees of bend at the elbow. You got wrist rotation. You've got waist swivel. Legs kick forward, that far, back, that far, outward, so you can do the full Jean-Claude Van Damme. You got thigh rotation, 90 degrees of bend at the knee. You got an ankle tilt, and if you want, the toes can move down. So he is pretty damn posable. He maintains the standard of articulation that, you know, was set by War for Cybertron and Siege. So yeah, I really do enjoy this figure. Now, for comparison, here he is with 86 Prime. Here he is with Vortex, his teammate. Ooh, this piece has gotten really loose on me. But you know, whatever. Here he is with the Combiner Wars figure. Which, like I said, I prefer the head sculpt on the Combiner Wars one. I just do. I don't know why, I just do. But, you know, that being said, it's not like, you know, Age of the Primes is a bad head sculpt or anything like that. No. No, it's a good head sculpt. I just prefer the Combiner Wars head. And finally, here he is with RIDO1 Movor. So you can definitely see the similarities in their transformation. All the limbs end up in the same place as on the original, and very similar steps to get there, just with a little bit more. But yeah, So, there we go. So yeah, that has been my review of Transformers 8. Age of the Primes Blastoff. He's a really cool figure. I do quite like him. You know, I do prefer the Combiner Wars head sculpt, but that's a very minor thing. The rest, everything else what this figure does is phenomenal. Top tier, gorgeous. I love it. But yeah. So, anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed. Give this video a like, comment down below, subscribe. You can find, I'm pretty sure you can find Blastoff in stores still. My Walmart still has him. He's been shelf warming for months. I ordered this guy off Amazon thinking he'd, you know, go quickly like Vortex did. Instead, he's shelf warmed. 86 Mixmaster Flatline, Age of the Primes Flatline, Gamer Edition Ironhide. I have my store has a lot of figures that just shelf warm, honestly. Might pick some of them up. But anyway, yeah, I think you guys can still probably find them in stores if you want them. If not, Amazon, eBay, you know, whatever. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you all next time. Peace.